I'm Melissa Daly, and this is the Brockport 30, a program created in Brockport for the Brockport community. Coming up this half hour, we will be immersed in the life of a student musician, the balancing act that must exist in order to both achieve high grades and hit those high notes is something only possible through constant hard work and unwavering determination. We will also look at how popular Japanese anime, like Dragon Ball Z, has taken American art culture by storm. I'm Melissa Daly, those stories, Imani Coaxum, and Bridgette Babb, today on Brockport 30.
At Brockport, not only do we make you feel close to home, but we make a place you can call home. A place where you can be free-spirited. A place where you can engage. A place where you can perform and excel. A place dedicated to finding out what makes you happy. Finding what makes you succeed. Finding a way to pursue something great. The College at Brockport. My name is Tianna Leggette, and I approve this message.
I'm Imani Coaxum. The life of a musician is time-consuming. Musicians spend long hours writing songs, training their vocal range, and practicing for performances. The life of a student is time-consuming as well. Students spend their time studying, taking rigorous notes in class, and taking exams. For Deja Baxter, being a musician and a student is difficult. On this edition of Brockport 30, we look into how she balances both. Ever since she could remember, Deja Baxter knew that singing was her life. She first took interest in singing at the tender age of 10. Since then, her passion for the art has allowed her to become the amazing musician she is today.
I always knew that I could sing, maybe starting when I was in elementary school. That's when I pretty much started to sing by myself to myself. And I realized that I could actually carry a tune. I'm like, I don't sound half bad, but I was still shy about it. And I never really sang in front of everybody else. And then all of a sudden I saw that we had a chorus in elementary school. So I'm like, I'm gonna join the chorus and sing in the chorus.
Now, 20-year-old Deja is even more passionate about singing. She is currently a junior at the College at Brockport. Ironically enough, she's a finance major and music minor. Deja believes that a major in finance will benefit her singing career, providing stability.
I feel like the world is based on economics, and I feel like we as people need to be financially literate in order to be successful. Not saying that money means happiness or means success, but money is a major factor and a key tool that can help us to progress financially. And especially in the minority group, I feel like we aren't as financially literate as we should be, and I want to be able to influence my people.
She spends many hours doing finance homework. It can be stressful handling a large workload as a student, but with the help of others, the work gets done.
It's quite difficult, and it still is, but since I do sing, and I started freshman year, I was in an a cappella group that was on campus. It was already run by other people, so I was just a member, and that was a way that I kept music in my life, all the while attending classes and then being able to go to rehearsal later at night. Since classes were during the daytime, I didn't have any night classes, so most of my nights were spent working on music and going to those rehearsals 2 or 3 times out the week.
But when Deja is not busy with her homework and classes, she's perfecting her craft. Whether that is in her Voice One class or with her Club Sonore. Deja's Voice One professor, Christine Costco, has high hopes for her music and finance career.
Well, I think Deja's smart. So, I think Deja knows that despite talent, it's just not an easy road. And I don't think Deja's the type of person that wants to be a starving artist. So I see Deja getting a degree and getting a full-time job, and once she has that laid down and can support herself in an apartment somewhere, I see her, dabbing into any musical experience she can. I know she's not going to let go of it. And it's just that I don't know if, at her age, if there's enough resources within reach for her to make that a career right off the bat at 22. I think it's a pretty rare thing for anybody to do that anyways. So I think she's going to find her way. And I think she's going to record, and I think she's going to make money doing it. I told her different things that she should think about, even commercial jingles. She can make a lot of money doing that while she's trying to produce her own work.
Christine Costco isn't the only one who thinks highly of Deja's music career. Wankumbu Chabala is the treasurer of Sonora and always knew her singing was one of a kind.
Soulful. That's the first one that comes to mind. She's a really good singer. The runs are crazy if you ever heard them. Yeah. So that's one thing I'm very jealous of. Oh man, one day.
As for Sonora, it is a singing club that meets weekly to train their vocal range and perform songs at campus events, but most importantly, to express themselves through singing.
Me and my friends, we were previously in another a cappella group, and we felt that we didn't have that much say in the group. We weren't treated fairly, to be honest, and we wanted to create an environment for everybody to feel included and feel like you have a voice, and that's why we created Sonora. We wanted also a more diverse group on campus that accepts everybody, because the group that we were previously in took auditions, and we didn't want people to feel the pressure of feeling like they have to have or be at a certain level of singing.
With all this, Deja still finds time to sing, but the magic happens when she's in the comfort of her own company, writing covers to popular songs you hear today.
Music, it's healing, definitely. When I am going through a lot of emotions, whether it be depression or whatnot, I listen to music that calms me down, and I write out my emotions in forms of poetry and song as well. That gets a lot of my emotions out, especially like poetry, which I can turn that into song as well.
Deja gets to lose herself in music. The moment she gets behind the mic, Deja Baxter becomes Deja Leggette.
Passionate from miles away, passive with the things you say, passing up on my rays, I can't blame you now. Passionate from miles away, passive with the things you say, passing up on my ways, I can't blame you now.
Deja covers popular songs on YouTube. It is her way of branding herself and her music.
Talk to me about the recognition that you got from Chloe and Hal.
Okay.
Hallie, I think, right?
Yes, that was them. On Twitter, I'm a big fan of them. First and foremost, even before they got signed to Beyonce, like I was watching their YouTube videos. I was just playing around with one of their tunes, and I created an a cappella video, multiple videos of myself harmonizing over one another that overlaps, and I put it on Twitter and I tagged them, and next thing you know, like I saw that they retweeted it and liked it, and I'm like, whoa, like what? They noticed little old me, and I'm like, geez, it was really nice.
She has found great opportunities to put her music out there because of her videos on YouTube. Deja plans to continue her education at the College of Brockport, and singing, of course.
I'd like to combine the two. I would either like to be working in a financial department of a music company, a producing company, or perhaps come up with like financial plans for people as far as what they want to do in their life. But I really would love to collab like with music and finance, to put those together somehow, some way.
Deja finds balance between her music and schoolwork because besides the challenges that can come with being a singer and student, she still has a passion for being both.
Good morning, class. So today
I'm a broadcast journalism major
who just wanted to learn TV production.
Kadeem?
But I was never interested in most of my classes. However, I found my passion outside of the classroom when I joined Talent TV, Brockport student-run TV station. I've produced my own shows and have received feedback that is helping me improve my craft. Sometimes you have to step outside of the classroom to educate yourself. I'm Kadeem Blackman, and I'm a student at the college at Brockport.
I'm Bridgette Babb. Japanese anime has taken American pop culture by storm with captivating artwork, extravagant fan expos, and action-packed storylines to popular shows like Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, and Naruto. A genre that was once perceived as weird and nerdy, anime now reaches individuals all over the world. On this edition of Brockport 30, we dive into the world of anime culture and its rising popularity. After being around for nearly 60 years, anime shows have become more popular in the United States over the last decade. Though it is hard to measure its exact popularity, anime streaming services such as Crunchyroll have seen a significant increase in subscriptions in the past 5 years. According to Statista.com, the site has grown by 800,000 subscribers since March 2013. Jennifer is an expecting mom and plans on having anime be a big part of her relationship with her future child.
Part of it too is I'm currently expecting. So we're going to be kind of raising our son in an anime video game environment.
Oh, really?
So it's nice because I have all of these different things I can show him that I think kind of trump the cartoons we have here. Nice. Because there's a lot more morals and a lot more in-depth themes. And I don't think that you should shield children from death.
She prefers anime because it gives a realistic view on real-life problems. So would you say you prefer anime because it gives more of a realistic,
It doesn't hide as much, I think.
Right.
Especially when you're looking at younger audiences. As far as when you're looking at adults, there's more you can do with it.
Right.
Like even going back to my childhood in the 80s, looking at the animations we had, X-Men, good example. You can't, even the movies now can't compare to the stuff they could do in the animated series. Right. So I think that if we had had more of an anime view on that, we would have seen more of adult themes, like more conflict, more emotional crises, like just more in-depth into their character, instead of dumbing it down for children. I don't think that's right. I think that they're going to be raised in this world. They should know what it's like. Psychologically, physically, they should know violence is going to be there. How do you deal with it? Here's examples. So I think that we hide too much, especially in our animation. We think, oh, it's for kids.
Right.
Even if it's for kids, do we really have to shield them from so much?
The differences in culture is one of the main components drawing students to the art form. Senior Catherine Fernandez first started watching anime due to a sibling and has been hooked ever since. How did you first get into anime?
I have an older brother, and he was always really big into it. So when Cartoon Network would kind of shift over into Toonami at night, Naruto and Bleach and all of the like Shonen Jump anime would come on, and I would kind of trail behind him to watch them.
Nice. She also agreed that anime is more deeply associated with real-life situations.
I feel like American animation kind of shies away from the harsh realities of life that a lot of people do deal with starting from their childhood. I feel like anime kind of goes into darker themes and just real issues that you may or may not have been faced with. And it's important to, explain and represent these things and show that it's normal to go through them.
When asked about the different genres anime has, she spoke about there being something for everybody, a way to escape. So what would you say was the first anime you've ever watched?
Naruto was definitely the first one.
Really? Nice. Okay. So does anime have different genres, and which ones do you like?
Yeah, anime has something for everybody. If you're into horror, they've got tons of horror shows. Japanese horror is actually really, really famous. They've got Slice of Life, where you could just kind of watch high school students kind of just go through their daily lives. They have action, they've got adventure, they've got like crime shows. They have a little bit of everything for everybody.
Watching anime from a young age seemed to be the recurring fad among students. Junior MacArthur Mentor did not even realize he was watching anime when he first encountered it.
Well, I started watching anime technically like the ending of my elementary days, like 5th grade. At the time, I thought it was just like a different type of cartoon because they would play it at nighttime, and it was under like Toonami, like One Piece, Shaman King, Bleach, and I would stay up late just to watch those. And then around like the late years of my middle school years, like 8th grade, going into 9th grade, I realized it was anime, and then they had like a whole range of different animes.
Anime shows have very detailed stories and plots that viewers seem to love.
Guilty Crown is the name of it. It's sci-fi. It's pretty interesting. Basically, like the world, specifically Japan, there was like this cataclysmic disaster where everybody just kind of turns into this crystal because this virus was released or something, and people just die. And you find out there was like some crazy stuff going on, and the main character, through some like really random series of events, ends up getting this power to manifest people's hearts in the form of a weapon.
My favorite anime has to be Seven Deadly Sins, because it has a great plot and there's a lot of background and history like within the characters, and there's a lot of like twists and turns that you don't expect, and it's just, I like the art style as well. It's interesting art and more interesting characters.
The Gray Man is an anime about exorcists and how they have to travel the world and destroy Akuma, which are basically demons.
There are still people, however, on the campus who don't understand the anime hype. Student Caitlin Willie feels anime tends to be a bit over-dramatized.
But I don't know, it's not something that like I would put on like my top tier of things that I would watch. Yeah.
Do you want to tell us about the show? Or?
Yeah, the one I'm watching now is, because I don't watch, it's not my thing. Yeah. The only reason I watched it was because of the people that were in it, that were doing the voices for it. It was called Super Drag, and it was really cool because it was just, it was just drag queens who were saving the world, which was cool.
Though some people may not understand anime, that does not take away from the fact that there are students who relate to it and love it no matter what.
It's a great outlet. I mean, you get to see the situations that you're in portrayed. And yeah, they may not be actual people like that you're used to seeing, but you can relate to them on a human level.
I can honestly say anime has helped me become a better person. Like, and it has helped me see things differently. Like, I don't want to like compare it to regular cartoon, but cartoons is just something you just watch and you have fun, like laughing, and you're like, oh, that was nice, but that's it though, like it's whatever. But anime, you will learn like friendship. For example, Naruto. Naruto's another anime where this kid grew up like an orphan, you know, but he met friends, and then they fought through so many things together. Naruto shows friendship and dedication. Another one, One Piece. One Piece shows motivation, dedication, and love. Like all of these things that I'm watching, it's like, wow, that's really nice. And I take that from these characters and I apply it in my own life, and I just do what they do. And it's like, this is how I'm gonna treat my friends because my friends got my back, or this is how I'm gonna treat my family members because they got my back, or this is how I'm gonna treat animals because you never know what animals are like stuff like that. You know, it makes me become a better human, I think.
When I first got to Brockport, I did not know what to expect. Early on, you will see that it will test you in more ways than one. Winning championships doesn't come easy, so you will be tested physically. Oh, you will be tested physically. But what sets Brockport apart is the mental aspect. You are around teachers that want you to be your best, and students who want the same. So don't leave Brockport with just sports memories. You will be doing yourself a disservice. My name is Aaron Pilgrim, and I produce this message.
Hello, I'm Imani Coaxum, and this is the Brockport 30. Today we have Tianna Leggette and Kadeem Blackman, and we're going to be interviewing them based on our 2 packages that we've done. So we have the first package on Deja Baxter. She's a singer and a student here at Brockport and a woman of many talents. And then the second package is on the growing popularity of anime in America. So first, let's start off with Tianna. Hello, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm great. So I know that you've dabbled in music. You're an artist on campus yourself, so tell me about that.
Well, I've dabbled in music for some time now. Being an artist on campus
It can be a little difficult at times. It could get a little stressful trying to balance school and be an artist to find time to write and perform at events and things like that.
So you can definitely relate with Deja's struggles as she talks about them in our package. Definitely with support for sure, right?
Yeah, most definitely, because I think the biggest thing is being on the campus. Sometimes we have that thing where it's the popularity and stuff like that. So performing, and then if you're not that popular kid, you may not get that support. That doesn't really matter if you're talented or not, or if you could write. That's more what it's about, being on a college campus here, at least.
And then, so what kind of performances have you like partaken in on campus, and like how do you balance the juggle between being a journalism student and a music artist?
Well, I've performed for OSAD in the past at All Black Everything. I've performed for a show called the Dean's List Tour. We brought artists from New York City up here, and I performed for that. I've also performed for Golden Eagle Records and a few open mics around campus.
That's great.
As far as trying to balance things, like I said before, it can get a little difficult, especially with me being a senior now. So it's not as easy as when I was like a freshman and sophomore trying to perform and you didn't have a huge workload versus right now and trying to concentrate on graduating in school, and then you want to perform and try to find time to write new music and stuff like that. And it's hard too, because when you perform at some of these shows, sometimes they want you to have specific music. So you have to write new things for that, which can also be difficult because, like, okay, I can't take out of what I have already. I have to go and create something new. So, yeah.
And being that you're older than Deja, what advice would you give to her when she follows on to become a senior and then leaving college?
I would tell her to keep doing what she's doing, because I know Deja is really good at finding time to, like, post and everything like that. That's something I didn't do. So I'm happy to see that she is doing it and using social media to her advantage. So I would tell her to keep doing, don't get discouraged. One, like as you get older, it can get harder, but she can still find time to do it. So just to keep pushing and keep doing it and keep doing it, because she's gonna make it. Most definitely. So
great. And now Kadeem. So talking about anime and how it's growing and becoming more popular in America. So first off, what's a few of your favorite shows?
Okay, well, yeah, obviously one of the classics, Dragon Ball Z. Everyone in our package loved that. And I like the Seven Deadly Sins.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, I watched that. That was it was very interesting. It was funny, and I think anime. Many anime shows, they do a good job of balancing the humor and the seriousness. But yeah, this show is very funny and also had its intense moments. So yeah, I really like that one.
And then when did you first start to take an interest into it? Because I know people say, oh, Dragon Ball Z, but what was that time for you? Like, what was that like?
Okay, so it really started with my older cousin, because he would watch it. He would watch Dragon Ball Z, and then my older sister, she kind of took after him, and then I kind of took after her and like watched with her. At first, I thought, because like when you see cartoons that are drawn similar styles, you find out that like they're by the same person. So I noticed that with like Fairly Odd Parents and Danny Phantom, and I was like, oh, then I would like look it up. When I was younger, and I was like, oh, this is made by the same person. So I remember like I saw all these anime shows, and at the time I didn't know they're anime, didn't know it was just, I just thought that was the cartoon style. I was like, oh, this guy makes a lot of shows, assuming it's a guy, assuming it's the same person, and then, eventually I realized it was just a style, and that these are different people just making a similar like genre, So yeah, so I just kept watching it, and
So I noticed that with a lot of the interviews in our package, we discussed how the storylines are quite different, and one of my personal favorites is Yu Yu Hakusho. Love it. I can watch it for days. So how would you say the storylines can maybe benefit children or benefit people who watch it as opposed to American cartoons?
I think the major difference is that it's like I think the term serial, like it's the same story, it keeps going. Maybe that's the wrong term, but yeah, in most American TV shows, there'll be like like everything gets solved in 30 minutes.
Yes.
And then sometimes, every now and again, they'll continue a storyline. But I think in anime, most
It's
of the
like
time,
an ongoing thing.
yeah, it's an ongoing
Yeah.
thing. And I think that so that keeps you interested in it, and I also think it could have negative effect because sometimes a show will be popular, it's on the 3rd season, and someone's like, oh, no, I gotta catch up and I gotta watch the first 2
quest
seasons.
is still going. Yeah.
And I know One Piece has, I think,
Oh, yeah.
over 500 episodes, and it's like, you know, I think if you're gonna watch it, you have to like, either you're gonna have to devote time to watch everything, or you're gonna have to be like, well, you know, everything can't, like, they can't still be going on from the first story.
Right.
So like, I'm just gonna jump in and, you know, keep watching. So, or, you know, start watching from wherever. But I think, yeah, I think that's the main difference. Like the format is, you know, something you can actually get engaged with. And just like any genre, there's tropes and like repeated, you know, elements and stuff. So, you know, you'll pick up on things, and you know, there'll be things you like and things you don't like. So, like, because I know sometimes when people say to watch anime, they think it's like either like the gory anime or like the cutesy type of anime, and it's like, I don't know, I just watch what's interesting. I'm not into, you know, any specific type of thing. So.
Okay, well, we can definitely say for sure that we've had a lot of fun filming these things, because these are topics that we take big interest in ourselves personally. So thank you guys for that. Thank you for being here. I'm Imani Coaxum, and this is the Brockport 30.